We're now joined by Stanley Cup favorite Sebastian Aho. That's got to be annoying.
Yeah, thanks for having me and put all that pressure on me.
No, not me. It's the books.
Yeah.
It's Vegas and not the Knights, the other people in Vegas. But what's that like? I mean, obviously, this is a team that's been knocking on the door for a few years. You've been to the conference final yourself just a couple of times in the last, 4 or 5 years. What's it like now this time of year for the odds makers and everybody to be like, these guys, they're winning. They're the best.
I mean, to be honest, I don't really pay attention on any of those odds guys or whatsoever. But yeah, it's exciting knowing that you're going to go into the playoffs, and that's the time of the year you want to play. And obviously, we have put ourselves in that position now, and obviously we've had some runs past years, but obviously haven't been able to go all the way, and just trying to, learn from those and hopefully can use that moving forward here. But yeah, you can't really. It's a new team. It's a new season. It's new. You got to do the same work to be able to win hockey games, and yeah, it's just. But yeah, it's definitely exciting.
Obviously, the addition of Jake Guentzel at the deadline, and you guys have been basically very awesome since then. Does anything feel different about this team, even from the beginning of this year to now?
Yeah, obviously, it's a pretty natural thing in hockey. The team changes a little bit, and obviously got some additions on the off season, and now as of late, on the trade deadline as well, got a couple of new guys, and obviously. You mentioned Gens, but all of them have already helped us to be a better team, and I'm sure each one of them will be, playing a huge part if we want to, reach our ultimate goal, which is, being the best team and last team standing.
Jake Guentzel's from Nebraska. You don't see that every day. When he joins the team, does he bring any of that signature Nebraska je ne sais quoi that I'm sure you heard about tons growing up in Finland?
Yeah, I haven't heard about that, but I think he's more of a Minnesota guy now. So yeah, it's I knew that Minnesota guys are nice, Brady Shea's from there, and so yeah, always gotta have got along well with the Minnesotans.
Pete here did a painting of Jake Guentzel on the Hurricanes. What do you think of that?
Awesome. That's you can tell you're quite an artist.
Yeah, that's
the best of the three of us.
I can tell the excitement and the enthusiasm and the genuine awesome behind that.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you said Minnesota nice and Jake Guentzel's a nice guy. You need one of those to balance out the assholes like Seth Jarvis. What's your relationship with Seth Jarvis?
Very good, I would say. Spent a lot of time with him. You know how he is, kind of keeps it light every day, and goofing around, and yeah, so yeah, great. Just a great guy to hang out with. Obviously he's just funny guy, and we chirp each other back and forth all the time, and all that. So it's yeah, he's great, man.
He lived with you a couple years back now, but I think it was only for like a month and a half. But if we know Jarvis like we think we do, that could be long enough to do significant damage. Did you consider retirement, or what happened?
Actually, he was. You know what? When he lived with me, he was kind of unexpected, but he was always on time. He didn't, he kind of kept it clean. He didn't do too much at the, no damage, I would say. But yeah, he's having a little bit different sleeping schedule than most of us. He's napping all the time, so that was the only tricky part. Try to watch a movie or something, he falls asleep every time, and stuff like that. But yeah, he was a good roommate.
Well, I think we all know why he's always falling asleep. Famously, in his own words, he's a, quote, bit of a coward and doesn't drink coffee. You famously do drink coffee. You're on that Eula Mocha. Is that what it's called?
Eula Mocha, yeah.
Yeah, Eula Mocha. He said that he doesn't drink coffee. Obviously, we've seen in other interviews, said it with us, that he pounds Red Bulls all day. But he also said that a big part of his non-coffee drinking brand is that he always knocks over your coffee in the dressing room. How often does he do this? How often have you had to yell at him for it?
Yeah, it happened quite often until I,
Did you move?
had to. No, he's still next to me in the locker room, but he's I don't know, he's kind of figured it out right now. It hasn't happened to in a long time actually, but yeah, it was a long period of time that when I got to my seat, I told him I have hot coffee here, so he probably learned from that.
A little birdie did tell me that you potentially learned English from the CBS sitcom How I Met Your Mother. Is this true?
Well, I can't say I've learned exact from that. I mean, I think it's just more watching shows with the English subtitles and being around the guys and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know how exactly I learned it, but I think it's just a combination of all those things.
What did you think of the ending of How I Met Your Mother? Famously, it was panned.
Yeah, the ending wasn't that great.
I'll tell you what, Sebastian, first episode, at the end when he says, this may contain spoilers, at the end when he says, and that's how I met your Aunt Robin, I was watching with one of my friends, we were like, okay, so then the mother obviously dies, and he gets together with Robin. Like, you could have seen this coming the whole series. Wasted all of our time.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's been a while that I watched it, but yeah, that's true.
What's your favorite show now?
Ted Lasso, I like that one. Kind of easy to watch, not don't have to pay too much attention. All-time favorite, probably Prison Break season 1. That's a good one.
Ooh,
very good.
That's a good call.
Yeah, and then sometimes at night I might put like a Friends or something on the background. And I've seen it before, so that's just like, if I need to take my brain off of something, I just put that on and kind of doesn't pay too much attention. But that's one of the shows that I just it's playing in the background.
They say that has actually a very positive psychological effect, is to watch something, put it on in the background that you've already seen before, because you know what's going to happen. There's nothing that can surprise you. There's nothing that can really like stress you out or anything. So they say that because people rewatch The Office all the time, they rewatch Friends, and people smarter than me posit that actually has a positive psychological effect. So if you guys win the Stanley Cup, it will be because this was maybe the year that you watched more Friends episodes that you'd already seen before.
And as a Prison Break tribute, if you guys win the Stanley Cup, you can blueprint you can tattoo the blueprint of how to win a Stanley Cup all over your back.
Right, that's true.
You know who gets me in Prison Break though is, I forget his name, but the guy that was like pretty much almost done. He just like robbed a convenience store or something, and he was like, "Fine, I'll break out of prison with you guys." And it's like, dude, wait like 2 months.
Just wants to be part of a team.
Yeah, it's a good team mindset thing. What do you, not to ask you about bad experiences, but what do you remember from how some of these conference finals have ended, especially last year, where, I mean, famously your coach after said like this was a lot closer than a 4-0 series would indicate. Do you get this feeling after that where you're like, this can't happen again, this isn't happening again?
Yeah, I mean, obviously whenever another team puts an end on your season, it stings, right? And that, I don't know, that kind of the hate to lose it, that sticks with you, and obviously you go back and you don't have to really try to find extra motivation to go to the gym at the summertime, because you don't want to feel that anymore. And I do hope that some of these experiences. Obviously, we have beaten good teams, but obviously we haven't got to our goal yet, right? So it's I think you need all kinds of experiences to be the team that has a chance to win, and obviously I hope we can lean on those and learn from them, and also bring positive stuff from winning some tough series and yeah. But so I don't know. That's I think it's good to have all kinds of them.
Yeah, we talk a lot about like the kind of the journey it takes to become a Stanley Cup champion, because you look at a lot of the teams that have won in recent years. It's never like, okay, this team arrives and suddenly in their first year they win the cup. It seems like it's always a gradual climb. And it does seem like you guys have, what would you say are like the most important lessons to learn from playoff hockey to kind of get over that hump?
Oh, there's a lot of them. I mean, if you dive into that details, there's a lot of stuff, but at the same time, you don't want to really think too much what happened in the past. You try to, build with these. There's a lot of new faces in the locker room. There's a lot of, new stuff, even in the game. To, you try to kind of get everyone on the same page, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of lessons. I mean, obviously, a lot of times, special teams are a big part of winning games in the playoffs, and you know, I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, I don't know that it takes probably an hour to explain what else, all could gone another way, or yeah. So it's just you just try to put yourself in the position that you have a chance and try to make most of it.
What's been the funniest moment of this season?
Oh, I don't know if I can say. I mean, there's few, very funny, but I think they need to stay in the locker room, and
So they all involve Seth Jarvis.
not all of them, but yeah, most of them probably.
You ever think about how insane Canadian Hurricanes fans will be if you guys win the cup? Because that fan base is psychotic.
Yeah, it's an awesome fan base. I mean, they give us a lot of energy in the building. The PNC Arena playoff time, it gets loud, and it's awesome. Um, yeah, it's just I mean, you don't really think of like stuff like what if, like sometimes maybe, but like not like now we're in the grind, so you just uh, kind of try to take it day by day, and uh, but yeah, I think they would go pretty nuts.
This will be the stupidest question that we ask in this interview, which is really saying something. But like, how much does the Stanley Cup mean to you now? Because obviously, growing up in Finland, like you probably dream of winning gold and like national competition and things like that. Once you get here and you've been in the league a while and have had a lot of success like you have, like when you hit the postseason or maybe all year, is it like all you think about is the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, that's obviously that's our team ultimate goal. That's why we put the work in, and yeah, like you said, maybe growing up, you don't watch NHL that closely. You probably dreaming about Olympic gold and stuff like that. But obviously, when I don't know, I was probably teenager when I started following NHL a little bit more, and kind of realized that maybe I have a chance to one day playing in the NHL, and it's it's so hard to win. It takes so much to win it, and you know remember watching like Teemu Selänne winning his Stanley Cup. I think it was like '07 or something, and it was like so happy for that guy. Crying such a long career and finally getting it and stuff like that. So right now it would mean a lot. I mean, that's the reason we try to work hard, put the work in every day to accomplish that.
How much are you looking forward to the Four Nations face-off, and then the Olympics after that, finally kind of breaking through and getting you guys to the international competition for best on best?
Yeah, that's awesome. I obviously I missed already 2 Olympics, I think, in my career. So having a chance to compete best on best and for your own nation, that's unbelievable, and really looking forward to that.
How frustrating was it being at home and having to watch the Olympics? I mean, you said growing up that was kind of the ultimate goal. I have to imagine, as like one of the best players in the world, it's got to be super frustrating to have to sit at home and watch other people play in those spots.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating because soon as the decision has been made by, I don't know, NHL or whatever, you kind of move on. There's nothing you can do about it, right? So, but yeah, that's obviously one dream of mine to be able to be in Olympics and hopefully win gold medal, right? So, very, very excited about those news what they announced on the All-Star weekend.
How grateful are you that we didn't ask you about the other Sebastian Aho or golfing with Harry Styles?
I mean, now you asked it, right? So,
No,
We're
no,
asking how grateful you are that we didn't ask.
I asked you. Yeah, I asked you about
okay.
our interview style specifically. Didn't ask a thing
Okay.
about the other Sebastian Aho.
Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate it, guys. That's good job by you guys.
We all silly like the mayor.